Welcome to another episode of the George Manz Coins podcast. I'm Terry Massey and we're here with George Manz. Welcome back, George.
Thank you, Terry.
So today we're talking about playing card money.
Yes.
So is this where Vegas was founded on, or you know?
No, it goes back in Canada, in what is to become Canada, to New France, which later became Quebec. But anyways, in the 1700s and late 1600s, beginning in 1685, because the intendant of the leader of New France had to pay his troops and they had expenses, and because ships from France didn't come until late, they had to issue some sort of, they had to have a currency. Yeah, so they took playing cards and wrote on the back of them what they were worth, and said that this is good for, 4 sols or 2 sols or 15 livres or whatever it was, until the real money came from France, and then people took it back and exchanged it for coins. And because they made it illegal for people to keep this stuff. It was worthless after the ship came in from France with the real money. You could trade it in for cash, and after that it was worthless.
So it basically, was it only a one-phase thing, or was it just in between?
It happened from 1685 to 1719.
So did they use new decks when they would do it?
I would assume that they would use whatever cards they had on.
Wow. So and I guess it made their card playing ways a little bit different than if it was also currency at the same time. So
but it had to have the right
writing on the back
and
on
all
it.
that. So.
And where could they use the currency at? Or
within Montreal and Quebec City, and try
and it wasn't there. Okay, so it wasn't even was it respected outside of the borders of?
I would assume it wasn't. I don't think that you could send it to France, and they wanted it. This was a temporary thing. They wanted it gone, and after they were collected, they were burned.
So it was just out of necessity. So how much of this is still out there for collectors to find? How rare?
They're extremely rare. If the later playing card money, beginning in say 1729 up until the 1750s, before the English defeated the French, it was used quite extensively.
So it's still out there for collectors to find. And how many pieces would you have of it?
I have 2, and I'm surprised I
even have that.
Have them.
How often do you see it at shows? Do you see it at shows? Zero. So
the only time I saw these at an auction, I bid on them thinking that they were going to go for stupid money, and they didn't. So I got them for not a lot of money.
Wow! And is it just a lack of knowledge of what they are?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've showed this. I've showed these to people who know much more about paper money than I do in Eastern Canada. Bank of Canada, experts in the United States, and these are.
Very rare.
The technology that was used to make, the paper is right for 250-year-old paper. The ink is right. The technology to make the cards is accurate. So these are real.
What else should people know about the playing card money?
Well, it's if you ever see one and it's real, buy it, because you'll probably never ever see another one ever again in your whole life.
So if they do come across it, who would you recommend for them to authenticate it? Who do you know that could authenticate it?
Well, there are some paper money grading services who you can send it to, and for a fee they will say, is it real or is it not? And if it's real, here's what it is, and here's what its condition is.
Okay. Where are those companies online that they can send them to?
Yeah,
for them to look on?
There's Canadian companies, there's American companies.
What we'll do is we'll put the links to some of those companies that, for people that do find it, we'll put them into the description for this video so people can click on it to link it if they do happen to run across it or to find it. These are beautiful specimens too. Like you can see that they're beautiful because they're imperfect in such ways that they are just playing cards. So you've got some other events coming up, George?
Yes, September the 23rd and 24th, I'll be in Calgary at the Calgary Numismatic Society show.
Okay.
And on the following September the 30th, I'll be in Medicine Hat at the Medicine Hat Coin and Stamp Show.
Okay, perfect.
And then in October the 21st and 22nd, Regina Coin Show is having its big shindig in the fall.
And I think we'll do an episode just dedicated to that show coming up soon.
Sounds good.
Okay, perfect. Thanks for joining me today, George.
Thank you.
Thanks.